Did you know that we should always be generous?
And we should trust in God, not in things.
That's right, I'm Buckle.
And I'm Isla.
And welcome to The Link Show. Hello everybody, it's so good to have you back with us for another week of The Link Show. It's the last week of term 3 for so many of you. You're about to go on school holidays. Isla, are you doing anything special for your school holidays?
Yes, we're going to visit our family.
Oh, we are. That's going to be so much fun, and I hope you're going to have good fun on your holidays too. But first, we need to let you know what we're doing today for this last episode for this term.
First up, we have a really cool craft about putting God first.
That's right, that we should put God first and put our trust in Him instead of trusting in all of the things that we have. After that, we're going to be looking at all of your arts and crafts because you are so talented.
After that, we've got today's animated Bible story.
And then right at the end, we have our favorite bit. It is the Bible quiz. So make sure you're paying attention. But we're going to get started on our craft that looks like this. It's actually a Bible verse with a flower that shows us that when we put God first, our lives can grow. And God gives us all the other things that we need. So we're going to get started on that. And while we do that, how about you go check out Preach Part 1. Okay, so I want to tell you a really quick story about what we're learning about today. I remember when I was back in school a long time ago, whenever someone had a birthday and they got presents, they would bring in their favorite present from their birthday so that they could show it to all their friends. And one of our favorite things to do was when someone came in and they brought their brand new present, we would all celebrate that person and make them feel special on their birthday. But I remember we had one friend that it was an okay gift, like it was pretty special, but they came in and started showing it off. They were like being really rude to people about how cool they were because they got this special thing that no one else had, and they were showing off with this thing that they had. And everyone got really annoyed at this person because all they did the whole time was show off. They were being rude and they were being mean and they were saying things like, I've got this new thing and you don't, like stuff like that. It was super duper mean. And I remember thinking, you know what? When it's my birthday, whenever I get something nice, I never want to be mean to other people because I've got something. I want to be the sort of person that when I get something nice, I can actually share it with my friends. I can use what I have to be generous to others. And so I remember one year on my birthday, I got given a really cool board game that I'd been wanting, and it was an expensive board game. It wasn't a cheap one. And so the first thing I did, instead of making a big deal of it, was I invited all of my friends over and we all sat down and played it together. I used the thing that I had been given to then use it to show generosity and kindness to others. You see, for me, the things that I own aren't what's important, it's what I do with them. And today, that's what we're actually going to learn about today, that sometimes being generous isn't just giving things away. It's actually saying, I'm not going to put my trust in my thing. The thing I have isn't what makes me special. The thing I have isn't what makes me important. The thing I have lets me be generous and kind to others. And so instead of putting my trust in a thing, I'm going to put my trust in God, because that's what we've been learning over these last few weeks about generosity and about kindness, that it's not about what we have, it's about what we do with what we have. And so a little later on, we're actually going to take a look at a Bible story of people who actually were giving different ways. Some people were giving to show off and they were being, look how much I have. But then other people were being humble and just giving what they had, and we're putting their trust in God. And so this is the decision we have to make. Who do you want to be? Do you want to be the sort of person that is a show-off with the things that you have? Or instead, do you want to be the sort of person that uses what you have to show kindness to others and to put your trust in God instead of things? And just like my story before, who do you want to be? Do you want to be my first friend who walked around showing off that he got something special that no one else had? Or do you want to be like what I did, where I used what I had to be kind to others? Because that's a decision that only you can make. And I hope that you make the right decision. But what we're going to do a little later on, we're going to take a look at this Bible story, and you're going to get to make a choice as to what you think is the right thing to do and the sort of life that you want to live. But before we do that, why don't we check back to the studio, because I want to see how today's craft is going. Welcome back, everybody. Look what we've done. We love ours so much. It says, seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all those other things, they'll be given to you as well. All the things that you need. So I've used lots of different multiple colors on the words, but I put the word righteousness in a different color because we're seeking God and his righteousness. We're putting God first. We're trusting him instead of trusting in our things. And it's from Matthew 6:33. So I love mine. I'm going to go put that on the wall. Isla, let's take a look at what you've done with yours.
Well, I've done a pattern.
I love it. And you've done orange for your flower, and I've gone with like a pink for mine. You can do any color you want with yours, but right now, why don't we go take a look at all of your arts and crafts. Welcome back. You are so talented. We love seeing everything you do, but right now we're going to go check out today's animated Bible story. Say hello to Jesus, the Son of God, the Savior of the world. And while Jesus was here on earth, he would travel from place to place teaching people of God's love and healing their sick. One day, Jesus was teaching in the temple, and he had sat down opposite the place where people would come and bring their money as a gift to the temple and to God. They sat and watched as the crowd came, putting their money into the collection container. There were many rich people who put in massive amounts of money. They would make a big deal, making sure people saw how much money they gave. But while they were watching, a poor lady walked up to the container and put in just 2 small coins. Jesus saw this and called his disciples over and said, "Have a look at this. I have something to tell you." You see that poor lady? Well, she has put in more money than everybody else. The disciples were surprised. How could this woman who only put in 2 coins have given more than all of the rich people? And so Jesus continued. You see, the wealthy people have given out of their wealth. When they get home, they still have money to spend on themselves. But this woman, she has given all she has, her only 2 coins. This woman made a choice to not put her trust in her money, but instead put her trust in God. The thing I love about this story is this lady comes in while all these other people are showing off. They're like making a big deal about how rich they are. They're like, oh, look at me. Look how generous I am. Look how much money I have. Making a big deal and showing off. But this lady only has 2 coins, but she still wants to be generous with what she has. And so she walks up to the container and she gives her 2 coins. I love that Jesus sees this, and his words are, she has given more than everyone else. Now, obviously, we know that the others gave more money because she only had 2 coins and other people had bags of coins that they gave. But Jesus wasn't talking about the number of coins. So when he said she's given more, he wasn't saying that she has given more coins than the other people. What he was saying is, those people are saying that they're going to put their trust in their money instead of putting their trust in God. But this lady says, no, that's not the sort of person I want to be. And so quietly she walks in and she gives her gift to God. And with this act of her heart, she says, I want to put my trust in God and not in my things. And so that's what I want us to think about. Who do you want to be? Do you want to be the person that walks around showing off all the cool things you might have? Now, there's nothing wrong with having cool things. I've got some really cool things and I love to play with them. But I don't show them off and make a big deal of it and tell people, oh, look how amazing I am. Instead, I use the things I have to bless others and to show kindness. And that's why today's Bible verse isn't just about giving. It's actually about putting God first. It's seek first God's kingdom and his righteousness. In other words, putting God above everything else, about the things we have, about how cool our stuff is. We make God number 1 in our lives. And we say, God, I'm putting my trust in you, not in my things, because I know when I put my trust in you, all the things that I need to live, like food and water and a place to live, I know that you will look after all of those things as long as I put my trust in you instead of putting my trust in my things. Welcome back, everybody. You know what it's time for? It's the Bible quiz. The way this is going to work is we're going to ask you a question with two possible answers. If you think the first answer is correct, put your hands on your head. If you think the second answer is correct, put your hands on your shoulders. Here we go with question number 1. In today's story, where was Jesus and the disciples spending time? Were they spending time at the temple, or were they spending time at McDonald's? You've got 5 seconds. Isla, what do you think the answer is?
At the temple.
They were at the temple. That's right. Good job. Question number 2. When Jesus and the disciples saw the people giving lots and lots of money, were those people being humble, or were they being show-offs? You've got 5 seconds. Isla, what do you think the answer is?
Show offs?
They were showing off. They weren't being humble in their giving. They weren't putting their trust in God. They were just showing off with how much money they had. Question number 3. Jesus saw a lady come and give some money. How many coins did she put in? Did she put in 2 coins, or did she put in 5 coins? You've got 5 seconds. Isla, what do you think the answer is?
Did she put in 2 coins?
She put in 2 coins, so hands on heads, well done. Question number 4. When Jesus saw her, he called his disciples over and he said, she hasn't given very much, or she's given more than everybody. You've got 5 seconds. Okay, Isla, what do you think Jesus said?
Did he say, you've given more money from him?
Yeah, she's given more money than everyone else. And then last question, who did the lady put her trust in? Did she put her trust in her money, or did she put her trust in God? You've got 5 seconds. Isla, what do you think the answer is?
She put her trust in God.
She put her trust in God. And that's what we learnt today, that we should be generous, and instead of putting our trust in things, we should put our trust in
God.
In God, that's right. I'm Buckle.
And I'm Isla.
And we'll see you on The Link Show. See you later.